What's up, Bo? You want to talk fishing lures, Bo? What's going on, guys? It's a beautiful morning. I'm actually going to head out fishing today, but I wanted to show you, I went shopping and picked up some spring lures. I'm no hashtag like big time guy and spending like $20,590,000 on stuff. Yeah, I don't know. What I do, dude, is I buy things that I think will work or things I want to try out, things that are actually applicable for my area and that. So we're going to do a hashtag real fishing unboxing. I'm going to show you some stuff that I picked up that's going to work in spring, kind of for that pre-spawn, through the kind of like post-spawn transition. Just some kind of fun, like cool lures, dude. Some things in red. We all love red. Well, everybody loves pink, but red's good too. So we're going to do a little unboxing. I got Bog with me, and then we're going to go to Smith Lake and try to catch some bass. Oh, yeah? Yeah? Catch the bass? Sound good? If you want to, watch it. If you don't, go away. Oh, do you want to do an unboxing, or you just want to skip it and go fishing? You just want to go fishing in the truck ride, right? Would that be so exciting? All right, you want to wait in the truck? Here, come on. Get in the truck. You can wait in the truck. Okay, cool. We'll see you in a minute when we're done talking about fishing lures. Oh, good fishing lures. So there's a little bit of irony built into this. The first lure I'm actually going to show you, I did not get from Tackle Warehouse. I actually got it from a buddy because Tackle Warehouse doesn't have any in stock yet. And I want to thank him for giving it to me. My buddy Chris gave me one of the new OG Slims, the Rapala. I have not gotten to throw it yet. He gave it to me like 2 days ago. It is cool looking though. It has a circuit board bill right there. He told me it actually runs a little deeper than a DT6, which I find kind of interesting because I've been looking for something. I wish they'd make like a DT8. That would be perfect, and it's a wonderfully like selling lure. I don't know why they wouldn't make like an extension of a great selling lure already, but they don't. So it's circuit board, little flat side. We've been talking about that with the Fritz side. Flat-sided bait. I'm really excited to throw this. I will probably actually be throwing this a bit on Smith because the water's going to be a little bit stained and those fish are up on Chunk Rock. I hope I don't lose it though because I only got one. So thank you, Chris. But let's get to some of the Tackle Warehouse stuff. You guys can see I got a bunch of it right here. So we're going to run through some of the stuff you've seen in the videos and I'm re-upping on, maybe on some different colors. Some of the stuff you haven't seen at all. So this is one of the cool ones right here. Whoa. Throwing stuff at you. This video is rude, dude. Absolutely rude. So it's a spinnerbait, and red has been super popular, and I know it's where's my other one? There it is. I know it's kind of trendy and all that stuff, but frankly, it does work, and maybe it's a confidence thing. I don't really care, but basically, it's a red. I have this in a 1/2 ounce, and I also bought a 3/4, I believe. Yeah, I bought a 3/4 ounce. I'm a fan of double willow. I'll throw double willow blades on spinnerbaits 99% of the time, but it's got painted kind of glitter blades, got kind of like a cherry red skirt. The trick is, I think what a lot of people forget, a chatterbait's a great bait, and you catch a bunch of fish on a chatterbait, and you catch a lot of bigs on a chatterbait, great for fishing around grass, but a spinnerbait actually fishes better around wood, and you can also fish it around the grass, and sometimes it's actually cleaner, especially if you have eelgrass and stuff, since it's how do you put it? It's a straight presentation like that. The eelgrass, it's more, it's less wide. It's a less broad presentation than a chatterbait with that blade. You can rip the grass off it when you flick it better. But red spinnerbait, this is a Nichols pulsator. I got a few different sizes because I'm going to play with them for maybe catching some smallmouth in the current or along bluff walls and stuff like that. You guys probably saw in that Pickwick tournament. They were catching a lot of fish in the current, but they weren't fishing super deep. But you'd still, because of the current, we're about to get a bunch more rain. Because of the current, you need like a heavier weight to get down, and that's something I'm learning how to do. Not good at it. Hashtag definitely like novice beginner. But I got some of the baits to in order to do that. And then I also grabbed and we're gonna do the spinnerbaits really quick. So I like mini spinnerbaits. This is actually a pulsator, but it's a 3/8. You can see the arms a little bit shorter, once again in the red. As they do stabilize the water, we have high water here. I don't know how shallow you guys fish around where you're at, but as they stabilize the water, these fish are going to be in pretty skinny water, especially like when you push back in some of those crazy like cool spawning places. So a little micro spinnerbait, it's a little more subtle presentation like when you land it in there. So casting, the sploosh is less, and you don't have to reel it quite as fast to kind of keep it up in the water column. Just kind of a cool little compact bait. What I like about the Nichols stuff is It's built pretty strong. If you're into the built in the USA stuff, personally, this is gonna sound terrible. I don't really care, but if you're into the built in the USA, he makes all this stuff in the US. But the spinnerbaits are like very durable. Like we talked about, what is it, the War Eagles? Great spinnerbaits, but like literally you catch 4 or 5 fish and they're gonna bust on you. These guys are a little bit more durable. So, and Brooks is a cool dude. So, and then I got a little more natural color, 1/2 ounce. Once again, double willow. I like to run a spinnerbait, and it's something that I haven't been able to do a lot since I've or in Florida. So up here, I'm kind of looking forward to it. A couple classics. Picked up some DT6s. This is actually one of my favorite colors, and I don't think it gets enough love. It's the Smash color. It's basically, here, I'll pop it out for you real quick. It's basically like a green back with a pearl belly. I think it mimics just about any kind of bait fish out there, whether you have brim, bluegill, as long as your water's semi-clear or slightly stained, it looks just like shad, just like brim, just like literally any bait fish, sunfish, whatever. DT6 is great. I'm actually surprised. We did see it a bit in that Pickwick tournament, but really, like, if you got a bank that's got some wood on it or some hard structures, like, you can literally just go down, throw that DT6, cover water, bounce the bottom, bounce some trees, bounce it around rocks. I'm really learning this is a super versatile, super just functional bait for covering water here on the TBA. In that same vein, I guess we'll go with a couple classics. So this is, you guys have seen this bait. This is the one knocker. Actually, I'll show you those in a second. But this is the Booyah one knocker. This is actually the bait that I caught a bunch of fish on Harris. The color is Tennessee Blush Shad. It's got a little bit of red in there, but it's pretty natural. Once again, the feature highlight with the one knocker is the one knocker. It goes. There's my sound effect. I always do sound effects during unboxings. Maybe I should do $20,000 unboxings for my sound effects, right? No. So, really getting a different sound out of the bait, I think makes a big difference. And the same applies here. I got my butt schooled by my buddy Miles Murray on Gunnersville. I was throwing like a Booyah, just a regular rattle bait, and he was throwing this tungsten 2-tap. It's the Strike King. It's basically a red-eye shad with a tungsten weight that once again does a one-knock thing, but it has a little different sound than a one-knocker. And I know it seems kind of stupid, but we've talked about it before. There's something with sound as well as like water and body displacement when it comes to crankbaits, whether they're diving crankbaits or lipless crankbaits, where it does trigger different fish, especially if you have a body of water as pressured as Gunnersville. Taking a presentation and just changing it with the ever slightest nuance will literally get you more bites. It's just the craziest thing. I've seen it happen too many times up here now to not believe it. Like, still not a big like colors of baits kind of guy, but I've never been like a crazy baits guy. I like trying new baits and doing different things, but I always think there's certain like standards that almost always work. Well, the little variations on that like really do make a huge difference, especially when you're talking about high pressure lakes. So tungsten 2-trap, seen this thing in action up here on the TVA, and it works. Actually, one that I'm trying now too, and you're actually going to see kind of a little bit of a pattern. Let me grab these other ones. I wanted to try, in that same vein of trying baits that have different kinds of rattles and different kinds of water displacements. This is a funky looking trap. It's the War Pig, but it's by Berkeley. So I like the Frit side, and I've caught some fish on it. I actually bought some more of them. You can see I got a red one, and I got a, what is this, honey shad. I got a honey shad one, which now both are sold out, and those are the big 5 version. That's actually something I wanted to note too. When I did the review video, I was mainly talking about the big 5. I have some of the other deep divers, but when I was talking about baits, because each one behaves a little bit differently, the big 5 is the one that I was focusing on in the review video. I'll put a link to that. But we got the War Pig. So the reason I grabbed these is they got a weird look shape to them, and they have that flat nose. I think the Jackals, if you guys go on Tackle Warehouse, Jackal makes a bait like this, or Mega Bass, and basically that flat nose is meant to kind of dig, so basically when you reel it across the bottom, this thing will kind of stand a little bit, and then it'll get nose down and dig and kind of stand in the bottom, versus a trap that might hit the bottom, but it's gonna lay more, I guess, as it's going along the bottom. So it has kind of a cool different look because I have been bouncing the bottom, fishing rocks, fishing a little bit less grass. Also, you just get a different body profile. I think it makes a difference. You know, these crankbaits have different water displacement, which is vibration. And for pressured lakes like Gunnersville, Chickamauga, Pickwick, you know, everybody's going to be on Pickwick right now, Smith Lake even, getting to something that's slightly different is important. You'll notice too, I also got a tiny guy. This is a 1/4 ounce. Same concept as that nickel spinnerbait. You know, I'm trying to get something that's a little smaller presentation that I can fish either super duper skinny, or if I'm in an area where there are some fish, they're in like normal standard trap water, say like 2 to 4, 2 to 6 feet, but they will not touch like a 1/2 ounce standard trap because they've been beat on so much. I'll get out this little guy, you know, run it through there, fish it a little slow to keep it deeper, throw it on 12-pound test to keep it a little bit deeper, and hopefully get some bites. So what else do we got here? You guys don't even need to see these because I re-upped on my chatterbait trailers because we've been catching some fish on chatterbaits. It's the Komodo new Gambler one. I did grab a bunch of Daiwa J-braid. So a couple reasons I grabbed this. Number one, it's cheap. Like literally, dude. So this is the 4-strand. A lot of you guys have told me to get, I believe it's the 8-strand. So that might be true, but I haven't seen a need because the 4 is cheaper and it really does what I need it to do. The 4-strand, 15, or is this 14? Yeah, it's 15-pound test. This is what I'm using as backing on my finesse setup. So if you see like my Ned rig fishing, drop shot, wacky rig, the finesse swim bait, I will run this stuff. And let's see if you can see here. This is fluorescent green. That's the other thing I like about it. This Daiwa J-braid stuff is cheap and it's in fluorescent green, which is exactly what I want for my finesse setups. But check it out. I'll put links to all this stuff down in Tackle Warehouse. I'm always trying to find, for the most part, things that are like budgety, like the most affordable, decent quality way to achieve a technique or to achieve something that I want to do out on the water, because I think that's what we got to do, because we don't have unlimited resources. If we did, like, that'd be great, but we don't. So you gotta make do with what you got. A lot of you guys asked me about this, and since we're talking about crankbaits, I figured it'd be a good thing, and I needed some. So here's what we got. Whoa, dropping stuff everywhere. These are owner welded quick snaps. And of course, they're not falling down. There we go. Basically, I use these on any kind of diving crankbait that I throw. Exceptions, I will not throw them on jerkbaits. I will not put them on lipless crankbaits. I will use them on top waters and diving square bills, DT6, Fritz side, the 46 pounds that we caught on the 10XDs. These guys right here. I clip everything. It gives the bait a little bit more action, and it also allows me to switch baits very quickly and easily. And I have never had any problems with these. I always tell you guys this when I'm talking about the clips. There are some nasty reviews on Tackle Warehouse about these. I don't know why. And some of them I think relate to throwing them on braid, and if you're stupid enough to use a clip, that was pretty mean, but if you are stupid enough to use a clip on like 50-pound braid and you break the clip, like, you're not very bright. Who's calling me, bro? Interrupting our unboxing. What's the deal with that? Ain't nobody got time for phone calls around here. So clips, you guys are always asking what size. These are the 60-pound owner hyper welds. These are awesome. They'll make your crankbait life easier, I promise. And one more war pig. We've had a lot of dirty water, so using like an orange or a red has been pretty hot. What other fun stuff do we got over here? Ooh, yes, yes. So this is a technique. I think I was late to the game. It's more of a winter technique, but I want to try it on Smith for spots. These are Tamiki Rig jigs. Basically, the concept is they stand like straight in the water, so they're parallel with like the water line. They'll sit even, and you can vertically jig them up and down. I got these open because I put one on for Smith this morning, but one thing that I'm going to do with these is I'm going to put like a shaky shad or some of my crazy like finesse lures on here and try to present them on Smith. Those shaky shads come in like a pink. They're a drop shot lure. Basically, I'm going to take drop shot lures and put them on and try it. And you can just vertically jig this. It'll be kind of fun for like suspended fish and things along those lines. And I enjoy doing that kind of fishing. So it's something that that I'm kind of excited to try. We might even be able to do some of it today. I don't know how clear the water is, but I'm hoping it'll be clear enough. But Tamiki Rig, especially if you guys are in your earlier pre-spawn modes, if you're up north, the water's still super cold, and those fish are back on some of those breaks, maybe in deeper water, rock, or something along those lines, or bluff walls with super clear water, try this out. It's something I need to learn how to do a little bit better. When I vertically fished with like little teardrop spoons, like little tiny stuff, and then maybe like a Nico rig or like a weighted like wacky rig kind of thing. I haven't done much of this vertical jigging. I guess I did it a little bit with a ball head, but I need to learn this technique. And if you guys got winter pre-spawn fish, you need to learn it too. So Nedsters, you guys have seen that. I don't even need to explain that. I've been skipping these under docks. This is a power Ned, and then I also got my other favorite Ned. That's the Clint Davis Toadstool. This actually might come out, since we were going to Smith today, these might come out because they're a little bit smaller. They're really good for bed fishing spots on Smith. Like if you got spots, oftentimes those spots will like grab a bait and spit it out super quick, and their mouths are a little bit smaller, especially since I only catch like £1.25 spots, but they're fun, they pull. But the smaller hook on this guy makes it a little easier to hook up with them. The reason I can't find it is because it's in the garage already tied up, and it's this guy right here. So we're gonna talk more about these. This is the Drew Benton Finesse jig. We're gonna talk some more about these. I got it in a 3/8 and a half, and then I also got the D Thomas jig. Basically, they're finesse flipping style jigs, and we're gonna do another video on them because there's a whole concept and a whole technique that I'm trying to learn and try. You guys might already know how to do it, but with flipping and doing it on like vertical structures and stuff, we'll get into it. But basically, flipping jigs, you know, it's spring, whether you got docks, whether you got bluffs, whether you got wood, you need a good flipping jig, and I have been trying to find one, so I hope this is the one. I need to try it out and put it to work. Drew Benton and D Thomas finesse flipping jigs. Lastly but not leastly, I got the dual, this is thanks to Ryan Salzman. I broke the one that he gave me, but this is a dual flat minnow, just a little jerkbait. The fish on Smith, especially during that the Pro Circuit, MLF Pro Circuit event, they're pre-spawn, but dude, they were whacking on a jerkbait, like absolutely whacking on a jerkbait. And I really liked the action when me and Ryan went out and fished these. But a lot of guys are catching like staging fish near docks and stuff on a jerkbait, which is interesting because usually you think of a jerkbait as more of a like an early winter or like mid to late winter kind of bait. It's not so much like a warming. It's a pre-spawn bait, but you don't think of it as. I guess basically what I'm trying to say is jerkbaits are becoming more. I don't know, people are looking at them more open season. Like they're throwing them a lot more during summer, spring, fall. It's becoming a lot more versatile bait. It isn't just like that one pony show where you throw them pre-spawn when the water's cold. Fish moving up, staging, especially spots, because they do suspend so much. It's been a really viable tool. So I want to learn how to use it more outside of those seasons where you'd classically throw it. Because that's what we kind of always talk about too, is reimagining very simple things that you're already doing, because that's how you learn new and figure out like these new little nuanced kind of tricks and techniques. But that's gonna be a wrap on the unboxing. I'll put links to everything down in the description box. If you guys got any questions about some of these lures, I've fished most of them. There's a few in here like the Tamiki Rig that I'm gonna learn, and that there are things that I'm gonna try. But for the most part, I basically bought some new colors and new sizes of lures that I've been successful with in the pre-spawn and for staging fish, because that's what at least we're in right now, and a lot of you guys, especially up north, are gonna be seeing in the next few weeks, maybe next month or so. But that's a wrap on the video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Like I said, drop some comments down there if you guys got any feedback on any of the lures that I showed in the video. Bog, you want to go to Smith Lake? Bog, you want to go to Smith Lake? You ready to go fishing? Yes, we'll do the fishing, Bog. Thank you guys for supporting real fishing videos, though, and not all that crap that's out there. So, thank you. We're going to go fishing. Peace. We'll see you out there.